I met Bart in 1987 at Bumba's house in San Mateo. He had such a magnetic personality, and he immediately made me feel like part of the family. I loved his personality, and he always knew how to make me laugh. His smile was so contagious. I have so many fond family memories of Uncle Bart. He was at Chad and I's wedding. We spent time together on holidays, before our children were born and after they were born. I remember being at his house right after my brother had passed away, and it was at around Christmas time, and he helped me through one of the saddest times of my life, just by being his funny, carefree self. After his accident, I remember spending a lot of time with him at his house and talking with him about how loved he was and how much God loved him and how he was going to get through all of this and to never give up. I remember him always telling me during those times that he was going to do it for his daughter Faith. These are some of my favorite pictures of him. I think of him quite often, and I'm so thankful to have had him in my life and blessed. R.I.P. Uncle Bart. I miss you.
Everyone that knows Bart knows how charismatic he was and how he would naturally become the center of attention in any room. What many people may not know is how much he meant to me. Bart had many nicknames. The one I liked the best was the one Joan and I gave him after our kids were born. We called him Gub, which was short for Great Uncle Bart. He was the inspiration that sparked my career path. I knew I could never be as charismatic and engaging as him, but one of the most powerful things he taught me was to greet everyone while repeating the words, "I love you," over and over in your head, so that you would treat them as your mother, father, brother, or sister. Wow. No wonder why he was so loved by so many. After his accident, he told me repeatedly the story of how he was visited by angels before he was found, and how they told him he was not done here. I told him that I believed him, and that I was positive that God wanted to give him more time to have faith in his life. I cannot express how happy I am that he did connect with faith, in both senses of the word. It was no coincidence that his daughter was named Faith. Although he is not here with us now, what a beautiful legacy we have in his daughter Faith, with a heart full of love for people. I know he found peace. Until I can tell him again, face to face, I hope he can hear me repeat the words, "I love you. I love you, Gub. I love you, Great Uncle Bart."
Hey, you're done. Give me a call. Call me. Love you. Bye.
It's perfect outside, it's like God let me dial up the weather. Got the whole crew here, I ain't seen some of them in forever. It's one of those never forget it, better stop and take it in kind of scenes. Everything's just right, yeah, except for one thing. You should be here.
I met Bart when I was in 5th or 6th grade. Him and my mom started dating. He allowed me and my brother and her to move in. We each got our own bedroom for the first time in our life.
Standing with your arm around me here, and cutting up, cracking a cold beer, saying
he would take the time to discipline with an explanation, even though he didn't really have to.
Saying cheers, hey y'all, it's sure been a good year. It's one of those moments that's got your name written all over it, and you know that if I had just...
I learned a lot from him as far as that transition from becoming a boy to a teenager, dealing with neighborhood bullies to the girls down the street. How to deal with situations, confident in who you are, and I learned a lot of that from Bart as well. Because he's Bart Ramsey and he says so, and I'm Ross Clift and I say so. That was one of his quotes.
You'd be taking way too many pictures on your phone, showing them off to everybody.
brought a lot of fun into our lives too. That, you know, financially my mom couldn't have, you know, done for us. From, you know, weekends on the boat out at Folsom Lake to just living a nice lifestyle for that time. Even though he had money, he was never stuck up. He was always very down to earth. I think I've taken a lot of that and applied it to my own life as I've had success in my business, and, you know, tried not to, you know, there's no reason to get big-headed over it. But there's, you know, it's okay to be confident.
And I would be too if I could see your face. You should be here, standing with your arm around me here, cutting up, cracking a cold beer.
Just overall how to kind of be a cool grown-up. Tripped and fell a lot along the way. And that, you know, that's all right. He never really judged anybody, so it's hard to judge him back, you know. And, you know, if anything, you can learn, you can be successful, hit some stumbling blocks, lose it all, brush your pants off, get back up and do it again. I saw Bart do that quite a bit.
You'd be loving this, you'd be freaking out, you'd be smiling, yeah, I know you'd be all about what's going on right here, right now. God, I wish somehow you could be here.
I've had to do it myself. I had him to watch do it, and I'm sure that affected me a lot and has helped me along the way. Just overall, you know, he was a good guy to me. He didn't have to be. He wasn't my dad, but he treated me like he was.
Yeah, this is one of those moments that's got your name written all over it. And you know that if I had just one wish, it'd be that you didn't have to miss this. Oh, you should be here. You should be here.
I have absolutely nothing but wonderful memories about Bart Ramsey. If it had not been for him, I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter that I prayed for so many years.
Been daddy's little girl since my first cry, and it was hard turning 18, saying goodbye. You think I'm strong, you think I'm fearless, even when I'm in my weakest. You always see the best in me when I can't. I wanna be the girl you think I am.
I first met Bart when I was doing hair at Partners in Hair, and he was Louis Marquez's client. Bart, believe it or not, was too shy to ask me out. Louis did it for him, and he yelled out between the cracks. He said, "Hey Cheryl, Bart wants to know if you want to go skiing with him this Sunday." And it didn't take me long to answer, and to be honest, it was because it was going to be my first Father's Day without the man that raised me, Pop. We were meeting up with some other people waiting for them, and I had to go to the bathroom. And so Bart obviously wanted me to see what a beautiful room he had. So he said, "You go use my bathroom upstairs." And so I went upstairs to use his bathroom in his beautiful master suite, and I flooded the toilet.
We're standing in the shadow, and the good girls are home with broken hearts. I'm free.
I didn't want to say anything, so I just started finding towels, and I was like cleaning up the water, and the next thing I know, he like yells out the F word really loud because the water had seeped down the floor and it was flooding the kitchen. It was coming down on top of him. He was the love of my life. And I'm thankful that the last 7 years of his life, he had won the battle, and he was able to spend those last years developing his relationship with our beautiful daughter, and that she got to have a deep relationship with the real Bart Ramsey. Because Bart, he was funny. She's a lot like him. And he was witty. He was so smart. Had some things been able to be different, you know, it would have been a fairy tale story. I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to be with him, because look at what we produce.
Gonna leave this world for a while.
2 years since Bart's passed away. Bart had a pretty profound impact on me in my sobriety. Kind of gave me some inspiration. Spoke to him a couple days before he passed away, and it was always positive stuff, you know, always about sobriety, or you know, telling me I'm on the right track. I can't believe it's been 2 years already since Bart's passed away. It was pretty unexpected, but you know, after Bart's memorial funeral service, I'd gone to the store that night and I'd bought one of these fireside memory candles, and every night when we have dinner, this is my third one since then, but every night when we have dinner, I light this one for Bart. So Bart has dinner with us, and I light this one for my grandma and my grandpa. And I have memories when being a kid and riding around the golf cart and Bart acting like a maniac and just always having a good time, wrestling with us, just had a good heart. And you know, I think he kind of lives on in me, I know for sure, in the way that I, you know, joke around a lot, and the way I parent. As Bart always said, every single time I would talk to him, he would say, "Until our paths cross again."
Hey Dad! It's been 2 years now that you've been gone, which is insane. You've missed a lot, and I've missed you a lot. There's so many things that I wish I could tell you or do with you, or I'm almost in respiratory program. Promised you I'd make it there, and I almost have. I love you, and I'm so proud to be your daughter. I'll always keep your legacy alive. She always told me, don't sweat the small stuff, it's just small stuff. I can't wait to see you again.
And I know there's more on the road ahead. I wonder if I'll ever measure up. Oh, I thank God for a father's love. You believe in me. Yeah, you're my biggest fan. So I wanna be the girl you think I am. I wanna
I'll always be grateful for the time we had together. I love you, Bart.
Think about you every day, Bart.
If you didn't know Bart Ramsey, you would have loved him.
We love you, Uncle Bart. We miss you.
Anyway, hurry! Love you. Bye.